I don't know if this is recording or not. It is. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, almost afternoon. I hope that you guys enjoyed your Sabbath and you are enjoying your Sunday morning so far. Thank you. I want to talk to you about just the mass state of denial that is prevalent in this country. Especially as it pertains to religion and as it pertains to religion and just the way that religious people, and if I could be more specific, religious white evangelicals perceive things in this country. It's very delusional. They really have a whole other perspective and mindset that is totally based in lies, cover-ups, and falsehood. And they really want you to drink the Kool-Aid and just follow along with what it is that they say and they perceive is to be the truth and to be what is basically called Christianity. Their version of truth, their version of the salvation message, their version of what black people have gone through in this country is the only one that they accept. And when you come before them with some other revealed truths and layers of truths that have been hidden for generations in the lies of Christianity, in the lies of the church, and just lies that's just been based in lies, they really are not ready for the truth. They really can't handle the truth. They will reject it. They will say, oh, you're just being this, and you're race baiting, you're race mongering. It's okay for the white evangelicals to get up in state troopers' face and get on the government property strapped with rifles, bulletproof vests, and what have you. And they could just do whatever they want. For what? So that you can protest for your rights, for your wives and mothers and sisters and daughters and nieces to get their hair and nails done during a pandemic. You know, just a few months ago, we was watching people protest about these things. And it was okay. It was okay. It was perfectly fine. It's our constitutional right to peacefully protest. Peacefully protest. Okay. And I'm just looking and I'm just like shaking my head like, really? This is peaceful? And the state troopers do nothing. They sit there and act like they don't see that these white angry men strapped are practically spitting in their face, yelling at them and screaming at them because their wives can't go get their hair and nails done because they are being asked to wear masks so that they don't spread a disease to other people whose immune systems may not be as strong and resilient as theirs. And they think that this is right. And they think that YAH is behind them. And all this and all that. Okay? They really think this thing. They really believe that. And now here we are, fast forward a few months later. Black people are being hunted down like animals. Okay? And these same police officers don't blink an eye to shoot a black man in the back 7 times, who was not a threat to them, by the way. He couldn't have been. His children were in the car. He was not going to do anything to harm you, Mr. Chesley or Chester or whatever the heck your name is. He was not harming you. He was not going to harm you. But because you jumped to conclusions and you had your preconceived notions about the threat, perceived threat of a black man, you paralyzed that man in front of his sons. You buck broke him and his sons. when protests go forth, because white police officers and some white people who think that they're policing and white police officers just go on a rampage and just start doing what the heck they want to do without having an answer for anyone. Even a 17-year-old kid could get in on the gig and shoot his own people. Call himself policing. And the whole country applauds this young man's terrorism. Let's just call it what it was. Those boys were not trying to loot and do anything to anybody. They were protesting. And I have my own opinions and perspectives about protesting now. They were protesting for the rights of black people. You know, we don't have any rights in this country. And a lot of white evangelical Christians just can't understand that. They just want you to serve their Jesus. They just want you to come to their church and sing them happy and prophesy them happy. And if we could just get along and worship together and procreate and intermarry and all of this wonderful stuff, and we can vote more black people into office and all of this wonderful stuff, we could still be under the illusion that we are truly a United States. And we are truly above the racism that they accuse us of. We are really not that bad. You know, and they don't understand that it's all an illusion. It's a lie. It's been a lie. It's been set up on a lie. Okay? It's all a lie. It's all an illusion. And it's not going to change, because even Christianity is based in white supremacy. It's based on white supremacy. Yes, I still believe in Yahushua is the Savior. I still believe in the word of Yah. But guess what? The religion that is known as Christianity, the church system, I can't deal with it, because you guys totally deny the suffering of a people. When Yahushua went and said when he said this sickness is not unto death, he did not deny that the person he spoke the word to was sick. Look at that. Go look it up. He did not deny the illness of the person. He acknowledged, hey, I see that you are sick. When he said that, hey, he acknowledged the illness. He acknowledged that they were sick. And he also acknowledged that the sickness was not just something you just blow off, but it was very serious. And it could lead to death. When he said, this sickness is not unto death, meaning that he acknowledged and he recognized the reality and the seriousness of the situation. He recognized that they were sick. He recognized that the sickness is not something to play with, that it could kill them. But he assured them and sent forth his word that said, this sickness is not unto death. He acknowledged their pain. He acknowledged what they were going through. He did not, there is no sickness. There's no sickness that leads to death. He did not do that. He acknowledged that there was a sickness that was plaguing this person, and he acknowledged that this sickness is serious and could lead to death. But he assured them this sickness is not unto death. Modern day Christians and white evangelicals don't even do what Yahushua did. They don't acknowledge that racism exists. They don't acknowledge why it exists. They don't acknowledge what the root. You want everybody to talk about the root, but white evangelicals don't even acknowledge and own up to the root of racism. They just totally, there's no racism. I believe God. There's no racism. I love you. I don't see any color. Yahushua never did that. He acknowledged even their ethnicity. He acknowledged their race. He acknowledged the inconsistencies and the racism that was prevalent even in Bible days. He acknowledged it. He owned up. He said, hey, I see that they're treating you wrong. Okay? The parable of the Samaritan, the Good Samaritan. He acknowledged racism in that situation by teaching that parable. He acknowledged that racism exists even in Bible days. So I don't understand where these white evangelicals, where they come from. I don't understand what Savior you're serving. I don't understand what Bible you've been reading. I don't understand it, because you're not acting like the Savior. You're not going by the words that the Savior spit forth from his mouth. You're operating out of another spirit. And as long as you operate out of another spirit and you refuse to acknowledge the sufferings and the sins of your forefathers that has caused the situations that we are living in today, I can't align myself with you. I'm not angry with you. I'm not bitter. And if you listen to my spirit, there's not anger here. It's just I'm done. I'm done with you. I can't deal with you if you continue to not acknowledge. At least acknowledge it. At least don't sit here and church or try to have church over your sin. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge that white advantage is a sin. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge that white advantage feeds the monster that is racism. Systemic and manifested racism. Acknowledge it. Stop it. Stop asking your black friends to make you feel better by saying, oh, you know what? It really isn't that bad. And they're just tripping. And they're just race baiting. And I don't align myself with them. I don't know why they're so angry. And you black people that act like there's no racism going on and won't say anything about it. You know, as long as I could just keep on shucking and jiving and just give me my... whether it's a position, whether it's a title, whether it's a contract, whether it's a ministry or a gig or whatever it is. Or you might be in an interracial marriage or relationship. Oh, as long as I got to do whatever I got to do to get along so I won't make them angry. Hey, all I got to say to you is when the time comes, when reality hits your door, and it will. Now, I'm not saying that out of anger or anything. I'm saying that because it's going to hit you. It's going to hit your house. It's going to hit your ministry. It's going to hit your company. It's going to hit your church. It's going to hit your life. And when it hits, I hope and pray that you have a way of escape, because you're going to have to escape. That's the only way we're going to get out of it. And if you're too intertwined into all of that and too caught up and comfortable in your captivity, you're going to be stuck like Chuck. You remember the movie Get Out? There's going to be a lot of people stuck in that Get Out. They ain't going to be able to get out because they fell for the bait. You know what I mean? They fell for the lie that white evangelicals was telling them. They fell for the lie that the political system was telling them. They fell for the lies that their white friends and some family members were telling them. And I know this is hard for a lot of people to hear, but it's the truth. It's taken me 51 years to come to this place. I used to be the only black person in everything, okay? From school, okay? Middle school all the way up. And guess what? Yeah, it's jacked up. And there's just nothing here for us as Africans, people of African descent. We got African blood in our veins. We need to be looking to get out of here because it's not going to get any better. They're not going to give us what is owed to us. Yes, I said it. They're not going to give us what's owed to us. Our ancestors worked for free for centuries, and you don't owe us anything. The devil is a liar, and the truth is not in him. Okay? Yes, they're not only are they not gonna give us what's owed to us while we're here, they're also not gonna treat us right. They're not gonna treat our children right. They're not gonna treat our grandchildren right. That's why they keep helping you to have babies. They need black people to feed the system so that they could keep making money off of us. So that they could send their kids to Ivy League schools and so that they can live their best lives. That's why they want you here. That's why they keep saying, oh, well, can't we all just get along? You've proven that we can't. We tried. We've been trying for centuries. But since Black Wall Street, you couldn't let us live and be equal, truly. You wouldn't let us. Just some things to put on your mind, and hopefully, you'll think about it, do your research, pray on it. If not, hey, my duty is just to say it. Now, whatever you do with it after the fact is on you. Don't believe the hype, people. My people. Be safe.